Frank.
Yes, sir.
The whole is more valuable than the sum of the parts.
Correct.
That's
That's what it's
the
all about.
underlying issue here, is that we need to create a code that incentivizes assembly, and we haven't done that.
I'm not sure what the board knows about what's transpired so far, but Emmanuel, Demare, if you'll step up, yeah. The reason this whole thing's come about is because Emmanuel has been in contact with all of these property owners. And he was the one that has been in the conversation to make this thing happen. Some of you gentlemen up here is, wow, there's a way that we can really do this. And that's what happens is when you present options and you have open minds. And I saw the lights coming on in these folks' minds today. And I think this is a real genuine opportunity. And I see this is the way of the future for the CRA. So just to let you know, that's where it's come from. And that's what we're looking at right now.
If I may for a second, my approach to these property owners individually was, at the beginning of it, was sincere, honest, open. I wanted to address what their concerns were. I wanted them to tell me what their concerns are, what they needed to have happen, what was important to them as far as for those businesses that are currently running. And I have all of them in my head. I know exactly what everybody needs, what everybody wants. Unfortunately, I didn't have the full attendance of all of the property owners that are involved on that southern block, but I believe we did open up some ideas to some of those business owners today, which was a very positive outlook with what happened today, what transpired today. You asked a question on your approach on how things like this should happen. I'm not an expert, but you know, I appreciate the recognition, Richard, for bringing me up here and allowing me to speak for what I've done, what I've accomplished in, I would say, 8-9 months. I know that there's been other properties that have been assembled in Cape Coral, but they've taken years, and I don't want that to happen with downtown Cape Coral. I don't want that to happen with this project, with what I see as a great possibility for that. It's selling. Are they open-minded? Those are all the factors that are involved with trying to assemble a piece of this magnitude. So I'd love to do it again, or I'd love to get this started, because I know if one starts, it'll domino. And it'll go, and it'll keep going. We can make it happen. And I think that all of these property owners, now that they've seen, I think they've seen something today that's itching them in the back of their head, saying that's really possible. Of course, it's going to be, it's more of a challenge now that I have to get everybody on the same page and assemble everybody together to possibly put a joint venture together. But you know, I'm going to continue. I'm not going to stop. Obviously, I'll have some skeptical-minded people along the way. Some people will argue the fact of their percentage being greater, or their thought that their percentage would be greater. Well, that's where we'll have to come in and hopefully bring them to reality, and hopefully tell them that they need to be a little bit more realistic and look at the long-term goal of it versus the short-term goal.
Because we were in the middle of a lot of different meetings to really get into the mechanics of it. You're in the middle of the mechanics of it right now. Right? Who is the best lead person? Is it a negotiator like you? All right. Who's the most likely one to win the hearts and minds and the trusts? Because everybody wins equal here. Nobody gets a greater. Nobody skins this cat any different. Everybody gets the same piece. The wonderfulness about this is that everybody profits in proportion to their participation.